So not surprisingly, one do get an upset stomach from time to time. And there's nothing wrong with it because most of us may have experienced once or twice in our lifetime to have an upset stomach. Now, the most common reason is almost always when we miss a meal. We may be too busy at work and we missed our lunch, or we just had a meal that didn't go too well, or that was not digested properly, or simply put, something foul was eaten during the day. We know that one of the popular myths with regard to treating upset stomach, especially for those experiencing nausea, vomiting, and diarrhea, is to restrict their food intake. Unfortunately, this no longer has a place in the present era due to more science backing behind a very important, healthy, well-balanced diet as one way to best recover from an upset stomach. Fortunately, today, I'll provide you with some tips on which certain foods you can actually eat that should help you feel better. Let's watch this. First on the list is broth-based soups. Now, this includes chicken soup or the bone soup or vegetable soup. Soups can be very light to the stomach and very easy to digest and nutritious that can provide your body with nutrients that your body needs. Soups can also help keep your body hydrated, especially if one is suffering from vomiting or diarrhea. Second on the list would be plain crackers. Now, the go-to food, especially in our family, is to get a plain cracker, especially if one does not have the urge to eat because of an upset stomach. Crackers can provide us with nutrients that are light and easily digestible, but make sure it's plain saltines or salt and light crackers that are made of white flour, which is basically low in fiber, making them easy to digest and friendly to your stomach. Third, that I always recommend, especially those who really don't like to eat, is to prepare white toast. Like crackers, dry white toast is preferable than whole grain for an upset stomach. It is easy to digest and probably won't make you feel worse, especially if you have vomiting or diarrhea. Fourth on the list would be a drink, either ginger or chamomile tea. Now, if you're suffering from nausea, ginger can actually help mitigate your symptoms, and it has many important properties, including anti-inflammatory and antioxidant properties, similar to chamomile. These two great teas can help reduce gas and relieve an upset stomach. Now, drinking this tea is a great way to take in the stomach soothing benefits that stimulate the gut to help the digestion and help in reducing bloating. Now, fifth on the list, especially if we are talking about eating a nutritious meal, is to eat carbohydrates, specifically white rice. Now, plain white rice is good for an upset stomach because it's easy to digest and packed with carbohydrates that can provide the sick patient with enough energy. Sixth on the list would be protein source, specifically skinless chicken or fish. Now, we really encourage you to take normal amounts of protein in your diet, even if you have an upset stomach. And the major protein sources, as I mentioned, should be broiled, roasted, or grilled that can be easily digested in the stomach. Seventh on the list would be plain scrambled eggs. Now, plain scrambled eggs are a good food to eat with an upset stomach, and we usually pair this with white toast. Not only are they quick to prepare, but they're easy to digest and packed with protein as well. Of course, we also recommend yogurt, although some may not be very comfortable with ingesting something like yogurt. But remember, yogurt is a good source of your probiotics, which are healthy, beneficial bacteria that can promote healthy digestion. Yogurt can also be a very good, important source of nutrients like protein and calcium, but make sure you go for a fat-free or low-fat yogurt that is easier to tolerate than the full fat varieties. And of course, we recommend fruits, specifically bananas. It's important to make sure that when you're choosing fruits, it should be electrolyte-rich foods when you're sick with your stomach. Remember, bananas are fruits that can help as they are rich in potassium, so they're a good choice for replenishing some of the important nutrients that are lost because of vomiting and diarrhea. And they're easy to digest and can help you hold down food when your stomach is upset. Remember, bananas are also low in fat, low in fiber, and are easy to chew. Lastly, the 10th on the list, which I always recommend to my patients and even to my family, is coconut water. Otherwise, you can also use Gatorade or Pocaro Sweat as your electrolyte source because of an upset stomach, including diarrhea. Now, coconut water can be very effective in replenishing lost fluids and electrolytes like calcium, magnesium, potassium, and sodium, specifically if you're vomiting or have diarrhea. It tastes good and so effective for rehydration, but make sure, however, you limit your intake as drinking too much can also cause diarrhea. However, if you don't have a good source of coconut water within your environment, then sports drink like Gatorade or Pocari Sweat can do the job in replacing lost electrolytes. Again, if you have nausea, vomiting, and diarrhea, it is still best to consult your local physician to make sure that it is not something bad. But at the same time, don't deprive yourself of food to avoid the cycle of getting more sick. Trying local remedies like these recommended foods can actually help you feel better while suffering from an upset stomach, almost always. As long as not serious enough, the symptoms of vomiting and diarrhea should go away within 24 hours. I hope these simple tips in terms of food intake are helpful to you the next time you get this upset stomach. Again, this is Dr. Harry Tan. Stay safe always. See you again soon.